Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Arsenal versus Everton. Yes, there is a game of football this week. We'd all forgotten because of these despicable people, these being one of them. A disgrace to football, should be kicked out the Premier League, kicked out of the Champions League and forgotten about. But they won't be. So let's just talk about football. Okay. But they won't be, really.
I was celebrating Everton's 8 Premier League.
I was devastated when they took our 8 Premier Leagues off us. Yeah. I was absolutely gutted. I was just...
That why you've just gone on that rant.
No, I mean, no, the rant needs to be gone on.
It is bad. It's bad.
These are a disgrace.
It's bad for... What the whole thing with that, with the Super League thing, what's really bad is, and I've said this before, they didn't canvass the supporters at all, and that's the thing. No, but what I mean is, imagine if they'd have just gone ahead with it, and yet the fans are going, this is not for me. Like Arsenal fans, they'll just be like, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But unfortunately though, Baz, why would you canvass the fans though? Because in this country, let's be honest, and we're implicit in this, as a fan, not as a channel, we have let everyone do anything they want to us. We're playing on a Friday night, right? For a start. We've played our last 4 games, 2 Friday nights and 2 Monday nights. That doesn't happen in
6 o'clock.
That doesn't happen in other countries. The fans don't allow that to happen because they do. This is what made me laugh yesterday when I seen
Friday nights they play. Monday,
no, I know, but I'm talking about like having a schedule like that. They just wouldn't let it happen. Yeah. What I mean is that we're in this country, we're loving the fact that fan power did this. Fan power in other countries make sure that the ticket prices are cheap, and the games are at acceptable times, and you can have beer in your seats, and you can have safe standing. That's what fan power does. In this country, if you were an owner of these clubs, you would think these fans have let football just destroy itself for the last 20 odd years, and haven't said nearly 30 years, and haven't said one word about anything. Why would this be any different? We've all done it. We all go and we all grumble and we put something on Twitter, but hardly any fans. Some amazing fans out there got out there and made sure, you know, that the away tickets were 30 quid. I mean, he wanted 20, but he ended up with 30. They've done amazing things. There are a lot of fans out there who've done that. But if we all got together like we have on this, if we were all outraged by the things we should be outraged in football, which is the fact that a lot of clubs, again, these clubs, people can't even take their kids to the match. They can't take their kids to the match because they're simply priced out, because they don't want kids in the seats. They want full paying adults. So that's why these people thought they could do it, because they've been sitting there going, we can do anything. These idiots will let us get away with anything. We can sell a burger. These sell a burger at the Emirates for £17. £17 for a burger. So clearly someone buys those burgers. We go into grounds and people are buying ale for like £4, you know, or whatever. I mean, it's even worse, you know, even worse.
Right there isn't £4.
Whereas over the road, you can, you know, this is why these people thought they could get away with it, because they've been getting away with it for years. Going to Chelsea and paying £75 for a ticket, people do it. Going to London and paying that. You know, away fans used to have to go and pay £75 to watch Everton play at Arsenal, and they wonder why they think they can get away with it. That's why they thought they can get away with it, because we are mugs, me included, you included. All of us are mugs, bar a little set, because we have been letting them get away with it for years. We have a little grumble to ourselves, but we don't actually do anything. And now is the time, actually, that we stand up to these people and go, we've got you on the run now. Because we have, as football fans, we've got them on the run. So let's keep pushing, and let's start pushing for actual things that'll benefit us, which is cheaper tickets, safe standing, being able to drink in your seat, being able to take your kids to the game. You know, that's what we should be going for now. So that's why they did it. There you go, in a nutshell. So let's just destroy them. The nation wants us to destroy them, Baz. The nation wants us to destroy them. So we've got to answer that call of the nation, Baz. Can we do it?
Very good at answering calls, aren't we? I mean, we've got such a great history of winning big games that we've needed to. Of course, we can win. Arsenal aren't in great form. You know, watch them sometimes and they look awful. They look like us. We look the same at times. like they're not sure what they're doing. So it's a great opportunity. We've never won at the Emirates. We might not have a better opportunity to do it. There's no crowd there.
Not that ever plays a part anyway.
There's 60,000 there normally. There's no fans there. We haven't won there. They're not in any great form. You know, and it's a big game. If Arsenal win, they go above Everton. So if Everton win, you know, you put 6 points between you then, and they'll only have 5 games to play. Then you're starting to put the distance between the teams below, and that's a vital thing for Everton.
Well, in terms of the week, it hasn't actually been a terrible week. Our draw wasn't great against Spurs, but the likes of Liverpool drawing with Leeds, Chelsea drawing with Brighton. You know, we're first game of the weekend. Tottenham aren't playing, so
they're playing.
They're playing the League Cup.
So
if we can win this game over the weekend, then get ourselves back up there, close that gap with the teams, you know, who are the teams above us, keep pace with those teams above us, and you know that's what we've got to do. We've got to keep putting pressure. I know a lot of people think it's over. Well, I'm not going to say it's over if we get beat. I mean, these will go above us. So straight away you are making it harder for yourself straight away. But what it showed this week by those results, Liverpool going to Leeds, Chelsea, Brighton, etc., is that those teams above us aren't running away. Newcastle got beat by West Ham at the weekend.
West Ham got beat by Newcastle.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Those teams aren't running away from us. So there is still an opportunity to, you know, I know it's stupid because we think, we drew the last 3 games. If we'd won one of those games, we'll look where we'd be. But no one's running away from us. No one's making it impossible. Leicester haven't been winning games. And I'm not saying we're going to catch Leicester, but there's huge incentive to go out and win this game. And I just wonder whether it would be a bit like last week, where it was like, I almost felt like last week against Spurs, it was like Carlo was almost saying, go on lads, go and do it. We haven't got time now to be, you know, being ultra defensive. We've got to let them play and see what that comes of that. And I wonder whether it'll be similar in this game, because these haven't been great, and these have been defensive at home. You know, these have tried to keep the opposition out rather than have a full-blown go at them. So even though, you know, they're doing well in the Europa League, but I just wonder whether Carlo just say to Everton, we're running out of games, we've got to win this game. Because I felt like that was like that the Spurs game. I felt like, certainly when he made the sub, he took Tom Davis off and brought Josh King on. That idea of like, we've got to win this game, actually.
And I should have.
And I wonder whether we'll start with that kind of attitude.
Well, we've got to. There's no point. We're in a situation now where we do need to start winning games. You know, Tottenham are playing at the time of recording this, Tottenham are about to play Southampton. So Everton will have 2 games in hand on Spurs. But if Southampton could nick a point, of course, Spurs haven't got a manager. Harry Kane's not playing. So Southampton have got a chance of nicking a draw there. If Southampton was to nick a draw against Tottenham, Everton would be 2 points behind Spurs with 2 games in hand. You know, and that's what we have to do. But a Tottenham win, it's all about us. We've got to keep pace. You just said it then. It's keeping pace with the others. You know, Villa are playing Man City. If City was to beat Villa and we could win at Arsenal, then you're pushing them further down. Because that's what you'd have to do at first. You'd have to try and get the gap between people who are chasing you and see where you are. And Everton, 7 games to go. It's no point just going, we'll keep getting a draw there and a draw there. We've got to win at some stage, otherwise we're not going to get any chance of Europe anyway. And I know a lot of Blues will think there's no chance of Europe now anyway. But, I mean, Sunday might end Europe. If Tottenham beat Man City in the League Cup final, then 7th is gone. So then it's finishing in the top 6, which ironically, we're 4 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand as well. It was 6th. So we are still in, somehow, we're still in there, even though we haven't won for something like 6 games or whatever it is. Well, there's 6 games that we haven't won for. Yeah. And we're somehow still in the race. Where, if you know, when we come off that West Brom win, you know, and remember that they had the Goldish lad injury time and we won the game and went 4th. We were bouncing, weren't we? And then imagine saying, well, another 6 games are going to go by, you won't have won, but you're still going to be in the race. We'd have just been like, shut up. But we are. So we've got to, you're absolutely right, we've got to go there. And we've just got to go for it. And all right, maybe, I don't know, is there a case for if you can't win, don't lose it? Because obviously you'd keep Arsenal below.
I don't know though. I know
we are going to run out of games.
I know what you're saying with that, but that's right. If you just get a draw, yes, you're keeping Arsenal behind you, but
you're not catching.
You're not catching anybody.
If we were 7th, then it might be slightly different. If we were 7th and Arsenal were 8th, and there's the gap.
But then also on that though, what we have seen this season is we have won games away from home by playing on the counter-attack. So it's not like just because you're playing in a defensive manner that you are playing for a draw. We've shown this season by being defensive and playing on the counter-attack that we can win games. It's just whether we need that tactic against Arsenal. I know Lacazette's it's come back into form, and I know he went off last week. I don't know what his injury situation is, but Aubameyang was in hospital last week, so I don't know what his situation is.
Well, we should have this week we haven't had it confirmed obviously yet because Carlo's press conference hasn't been done, but he said last week Yerry Mina would be fit, Andre Gomez, Fabian Delph.
It's the big one.
You know, he reckoned they were going to be fit for this weekend. So, and Bernard, all right, people
gives you options.
People can look and go Bernard, but at least when you look at the bench, you haven't just got kids who haven't played in a minute, and they're not going to come on anyway. Yeah. Whereas if you've got a bench that has got Delph, Bernard, Yerry Mina or Michael, I mean, really, theoretically speaking, after last week, Yerry Mina should be waltzing into our defence after the performance the other two put up last week, because the pair of them was shocking. Well, actually, let's just say both. Yeah,
appease everyone.
Yeah, they were shocking. Well, Michael Keane especially. But, so there's got to be some changes as well there, but you know, it's about Everton going out and winning and important. It is an important game. We've lost 3 away games all season, so we have been very strong away from home. And we have to win this game. It's a simple.
And these are, let's be honest, these are brittle. These are brittle.
I watched them against Fulham at the weekend, and they scored in the 97th minute, and it was a fortuitous goal. They did put pressure on Fulham. I'm not sitting here going they didn't have any chance, because they did have a lot of chances, but Fulham are wide open. But Fulham, you know, they've basically thrown their hand in. Fulham, they were winning 1-0 at Villa last week with 12 minutes left and got beat. They were 1-0 up here in the 97th minute and couldn't see it out. So we're going to the Emirates at a time when Arsenal are free-flowing, free-score and playing brilliant football. It's a great opportunity to break what is a horrific record at the Emirates against Arsenal, and giving them a little bit of smack in the face for what they've done, part of this, what's gone on this week. Because I don't know about you, but for so many years I've respected Arsenal as a football club. They always seem to do things properly. David Dean was brilliant. Yeah. They always seem to, they were the Blazers, weren't they? They wore Blazers when the team went away. At Highbury, they had all the marble
arches.
They've gone, the Emirates is a fantastic stadium and everything, the history, they're a brilliant, respected, proper football club. But the way they've acted over the last few years, and not just, this has been disgusting, what they've done this week, but the stuff they've done to their own fans as well. It's just been, I know the fans hate Kroenke and all that, it's scandalous, but for Everton, we've just got to go there and give them a little bit of a bloodied nose and get the 3 points and come away. And if Everton win Friday, then I think a lot of people will be reinvigorated then for those last 6 games.
I think a lot of people felt last week the performance was really good. Just let down by 2 defensive gaffes. And those chances...
Would you play the 3 again? Is that the way you'd go to?
I'd probably play that to the rest of the season, because I think, I definitely wouldn't play a Wobie, of course I wouldn't. I'd play Seamus Coleman.
Yeah.
But then the manager's got to manage that the best way he can. He's got to look at that. And yeah, I probably would. I wouldn't have Michael Keane anywhere near it, of course. But I'd definitely
mean a Holgate and Godfrey as 3.
But I'd definitely do that, because I just think Mina's just he's like a magnet for the ball, actually, when the ball comes into the box. So I don't think he would suffer what he did, what happened last week. Listen, he's had his own mistakes. We know that. On the floor, pace-wise, he's not great. We've seen that against Arsenal last season. But anything comes in the air, he's great. And I just think that to me is the only way. We've got to play with width and move James Rodriguez inside. We've seen the benefits of that. But that requires width on the right. And that really can only come from Seamus Coleman playing a wing-back. Because at right-back, he can't get up and down. And it's pointless having Holgate at right back. You might as well have 3 at the back and maybe back up, Seamus with Godfrey's speed, because that to me is the only way we can do things. We need width on both sides. We've shown that last week. We've shown it We showed it, the week before. We need width on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, if it is the three, then maybe the midfield has to be Allen and Tom Davies, because Gomez and Gylfi drop out, because James you'll want in the 10, won't you? Because if you've got Richarlison and Dom, if you're playing 3-5-2...
But I'll be honest with you, I don't think we need to bring Dom straight back into the team. So I really don't. I'd actually maybe think about doing what we did at Anfield.
Dom, isn't he?
It worked at Anfield.
No, it did. It's just he's more of a goal threat, but maybe play that 3, with James in the 10 and one striker, or at Anfield it was more like a 4-4-1-1, wasn't it?
But it worked.
But it did.
It worked. You don't always have to put all your eggs in one basket. And it showed that last week with Seamus. Having Seamus coming off the bench, changing things. That's what the best teams do. Subs aren't this thing that you just, your best players are blowing out their arse, so you bring another person on. Subs are tactical. They haven't always been like that at Everton. And when it shows the strength of your squad, how many times have you looked over at the bench and gone, we've survived against Man City?
No.
Oh, we survived 75 minutes. Oh, here comes Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Sergio Aguero, yeah.
If you're playing it, if we're giving Arsenal a good run around, and it's, let's say, I don't know, it's 0-0 and there's 25 minutes to go, and you see Dom limbering up to come on, then suddenly he changes things.
That's what happened. You're right. That's what happened.
And also he has been injured as well, though. Yeah. So it's not, you think.
Well, if he's not fully fit, obviously he would only have him on the bench anyway. And obviously Josh King, we saw come on and almost get the winner last week. Keeper made a good save, and then Richarlison should have knocked it in. So we'll have options. But we've got to watch obviously Saka for them. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Odegaard's a good. Arsenal have got good players.
Yeah.
I know it hasn't been very cohesive for them. That's been probably, and Arteta's trying to get them to play away when they simply haven't got the players to play that way, which has been a problem for them. But they've got some good match winners. Lacazette's good. Odegaard's good.
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to build something. I mean, that's always the hardest thing in football, because football managers don't get the time to build things. When it goes right, it can be very, very productive if you are allowed to build something. But football, and I suppose what's been his saving grace into this season is the Europa League, getting to the semi-final. Yeah. That's been his saving grace in the back. We can point to that. The irony is they play Emirates team in the semi, don't they? Think so. That's what he can point to. While the league form hasn't been great. And
isn't that's next week as well, isn't it? The first week. I'm sure it's next week. I
So
might have that wrong, but
at the end of the day, I mean, it's not really anything to do with us. But I can see what he's trying to do. I don't know if it's coming off the way that he thought it is, but I can understand what he's trying to do. It takes patience. Football doesn't have patience.
Well, we saw that with Marco Silva.
But then again, though,
no one had patience. So.
No, but he was horrendous, though. He was just horrendous.
That's what I mean.
He was just
exactly the same.
No, but I'm just saying he was horrendous. I'm saying Arteta has got the backup of being in the Europa semi-final.
The cup's
that's what I'm saying. That's his saving grace.
But is the football they play under him is horrific.
No, I haven't watched enough of them to really comment, because I find football horrendously boring. Yeah. So if he's rubbish, then I'm never going to watch that. No, it's their problem.
It's a tough
game. I suppose the other thing is, though, all this stuff will have helped Arteta out as well. Because I don't think Kroenke can go make any kind of drastic decisions at the moment.
No.
So I think this has bought Arteta a little bit of time. The old Super League.
At least till the summer. Well, let's get some bright stats, because Everton do really well against Arsenal. Arsenal are unbeaten in the last 24 Premier League home games against Everton. They've won 20 and drawn 4 since Everton won 2 on a Highbury in January 96. Everton are looking to complete the first league double over Arsenal since the 85-86 season, which is just scandalous, isn't it?
Yeah. Proving that we usually play them away first.
Yeah. This will be the 200th top flight meeting between Arsenal and Everton. The Gunners have won 98 of the 199 meetings. So far, more than any other side has beaten any other side in top flight history. Arsenal have never lost in 9 previous Premier League games played on Fridays. Great. Following a 2-2 draw with Spurs last week, Everton will become the second team to play on consecutive Fridays in the Premier League. after Arsenal did so in 2004. Beat Liverpool 4-2 and Leeds 5-0. Incredible.
There you go.
Arsenal have kept just 3 clean sheets at home this season, with only Everton, Sheffield United and Newcastle keeping fewer. I thought we'd be in there, something negative. Everton's last 3 league games have all ended level. The Toffees last 4 games on the run under David Moyes in 2012. Aubameyang scored in 3 of his 4 home games against Everton. Gylfi Sigurdsson has been involved in 5 goals in his last 7 Premier League games. 3 goals and 2 assists, as many as in his previous 23. And Arsenal's Nicolas Pepe has been involved in 6 in 24 appearances this season, compared to 9 in 16 in all the other competitions. So he's done better out of the Premier League. But we knew that because he's a good footballer, but he has found the Premier League tough. Whereas in the Europa League, with that
they have got a lot of good footballers who just find the Premier League tough.
It's it, isn't it? It's such a, it is, you know, I criticise the Premier League for the technique of it and stuff, because it is very much up and at 'em. Even the best, apart from City, everybody else is quite direct, and it's a bit, you know, wishy-washy technique-wise, but power and pace and athleticism is what the Premier League is. Some of these footballers, not just Pepe, we've seen it with players at our club. You know, just the good football, like Andre Gomez, a good footballer, but the Premier League's just so unforgiving. Moise Keane's flying in France, isn't he? But the Premier League, and you see that Arsenal have had a few, although, like I say, we were linked with Odegaard in January and Arsenal took him, and he has done well in football. He's a good footballer, and it'd be interesting to see whether he stays at Arsenal in the summer, but he is a good player, and you're right, they've got some good footballers, Arsenal, and we'll have to be on it, but it's not a game that I'm scared of, but it's obviously, you're thinking of the history where we don't do very well there, and we know that the games are just running out. So at some stage, if you're to get in Europe, they're going to have to win a big game like this. But you know, the good thing finally is Everton will be well aware of Arsenal's threat. So this isn't a game against like Crystal Palace or where you're going, or Brighton, where it's only them and we can.
They've got pressure on them.
They've got pressure, and so have we. And we know that they're a big club and it's a big game. So we'll be ready for it. And it's can we deliver? Because we haven't been able to in the last half a dozen games. So. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Another Friday night game.
We'll be doing the what's on.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because it's a Friday night.
Maybe. Don't forget, make sure to check out the Toffee Picks. Make sure to get your. There's mine there. Just there. They're going to be there. You make sure to do them. They are free it's free to play. ToffeePicks.com. Got to be 18 and over, not just 18.
No.
18 and over, T's and C's apply. Please play responsibly, but it's absolutely free. Make sure, a lot of people play it late, and I understand that. A lot of people play it once the team loses. Get into the habit, just get into the habit of playing it whenever you want to play it, but obviously make sure it's before kick-off for us.
We had 5 winners last week, £100 each.
Amazing. You can win. £250 is the first prize. Winners, if there's one, but there is a prize pot of £500, so make sure you get involved in that. There you go. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, daily live videos, join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description and it's on the screen now. See you later.